Hello, Direct Spirit. Well, thanks for the video response. But I think your whole argument is that if someone uses the word supernatural, it makes philosophy more complicated. But I don't think that that's a good justification, for discounting the word. We can't just say reality is not that complicated. We just can't make that assumption. That doesn't really we don't create reality. I think we have to discover reality. I'm a great believer in experience, and I think we have to follow our experience, and some of us have more experience than others. If a person has experiences which they would term supernatural, I think they're free to use it. I mean, they can say that an experience was supernatural for so many reasons, right? But I think a person could use that term, say, about an experience they had. They say this experience was supernatural, and actually not propose another realm, in metaphysics, like their metaphysics might not, be extended in any way by the experience, in terms of other realms or other worlds. Like there are the Kabbalists, they actually propose 3 other realms above us, like St. Paul said, the 3rd heaven, whatever. And that's all well and good. I've had experiences which I would definitely say are supernatural, and I have no doubt. But it doesn't mean that I'm knowledgeable about, 3 heavens above us, or as the Kabbalists say, the 4 worlds, this world and 3 worlds, up toward, the origin of everything, whatever. They're like, I don't know, you can look them up. This is like the world of emanation, the world of, I think, creation, formation, and action. This is the world of action. But anyway, I just don't think it's just not good reasoning, just saying, it makes my reading, easier to comprehend or something if I don't have to, read about another world or whatever. I don't think we really get our knowledge from books. People, there are millions of books, and they just keep coming. People just keep writing things, and we don't. People, I think the most important thing is the testimony people give of their actual experiences, their actual experience of reality, the best they can state it, and there are things in reality, there are things that happen that just are not discussed, they're not elaborated on, and like the recent, recently within the last, I don't know how many decades, but they've been talking about near-death experiences. Well, the medical community will tell you that these near-death experiences have been anecdotes, in the whole history of medicine, It's like, it just had to do with, the patient is battling, near death or whatever. And maybe the Chinese, since it's always been there, maybe that's how the Chinese developed their ideas of, going to meet their ancestors and ancestor worship and everything, because dying people always had these near-death experiences and, these experiences of another world, but, whatever. But, that's not the experiences of another world and people have passed away and everything. That's not the whole range of supernatural experience, so I think it is a legitimate word. I think a person can use it, and I'm eclectic. I trust that. I'm not a philosopher, though. I cannot write an excellent paper on eclecticism and try to sell it to the world, because I don't go along with Western philosophy, really. And I read a little essay about some kind of survey of philosophy, and the person said that skepticism, which denies all philosophies, because they contradict each other, is better as a philosophy than eclecticism, which says, all philosophies are true but incomplete. So anyway, but nonetheless, I think it's wonderful. Eclecticism, all philosophies are true but incomplete. So it's easier to take. And I just don't think that we need great descriptions and explanations and everything in order to have human experience, and that's where it all is. It's life is in the experience, and I mean, if we gain enough experience about reality, maybe we could write some metaphysical theory of it, sure, but I'm just in favor of using the words in a good, well-accepted sense. I mean, there are a lot of words I don't like. I don't like the word spirituality and things like that. Words that don't have a really solid meaning for me. When I think of spiritual, I think of being born of spirit. You know what I mean? Which is, it's quite an experience, and it's not one of those evangelical creeds. You know what I mean? It's a real miracle. It's a great miracle. It's such a great miracle over your whole body that you refer to it as birth. So anyway, and that in that experience you realize that the ultimate substance of physical things is spirit, and spirit is something like air, which may have properties of light and properties of water, they say, so it's and other, to say spiritual, and spiritual people use the word spiritual, they're often talking about something psychological, really. They're not really talking about the ultimate substance of physical things, which is it's like a theory of the elements or whatever. That's where spirit and spiritual comes. People can present auras, you go to a bar mitzvah or a wedding or something, and sometimes, people emanate like light, luminous atmosphere around them, good feeling and light around them. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a more common experience than people realize, and it's like these philosophical discussions get knocked in so hard into categories that, people forget going to that wedding where everybody was lit up, they'd forget it. So anyway, eclecticism. That's my final word on this, and I'm running out of time on this video. Okay, but thanks a lot anyway. Bye.